Tonight, turn down the noise of the day and focus on the rest with AGZ, the nightly drink for winding down and resting up. New from AG1. AGZ supports your body's natural sleep cycle with clinically studied key herbs, adaptogens, and minerals in amounts supported by research. And no melatonin, helping you wake feeling rested. Wind down, rest up with AGZ. Learn more at drinkagz.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you have hit PayDirt. I'm your host, Brandon Harry, a.k.a. B-Dirt, here with your host, Pay Saunders. What's going on, Pay?
I can't call it B. Hey, welcome back, man. Wednesday, one of my favorite days out the week. I can start planning on how much money I'm going to give away to the sports books. How you feeling?
I've already got some bets locked in. I'm not going to lie to you. I've after a rough couple-week patch with work and with traveling and getting stuck places and then getting sick and whatever, I finally feel back to myself a little bit. I may have to go off camera to blow my nose, but that's not listen, a lot better off than I was last week. So we're doing good. We got some folks over here.
We like that.
We got Jerry Bagshaw, Tim Lyons, Afton, Double A, Austin's Art. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Hit that like, subscribe, thumbs up if you haven't already. Wherever you're getting your podcast, or if you're watching us live on YouTube, we can answer some questions if we get into any of those kind of things. But, pretty good week last week. Didn't quite pull it off. Went 4-2 again, but that brings us to 61% for the season. We're above our betting Mendoza line. We want to be over the 58% mark, so We're hitting at least that accomplishment. 4-2 seems to be the norm. We need to hit one of these 6-0 now.
Yeah, we definitely need to hit a parlay just so we can be over for a good chunk of the season. We want to play with house money, B. That's the end game here. We want to stop digging in my pocket. I want to just play with somebody else's money. Yeah, you feel me?
And listen, at 4-2, I'm still making money on the week because I'm betting them all single more than I am in the parlay, right? I'm 1 to 2 units at least every single game, and then the parlay is normally like a half unit for me, anyhow.
So, with that being said, you're pumping out serious numbers, depending on how lengthy your parlays are. So just some advice for everybody else. I mean, if you're going to stack a lottery ticket and you want to hedge your bets and by betting them singles, I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world. I mean, it's gonna take some serious discretionary funds, but I would say just to keep yourself safe. You maybe just want to, just play those risky ones off to them side, and then, stack a separate little lay of all your winners. And and it is a gamble, but that's what we're doing here. We're here to gamble. Yep. So B, without further ado,
listen, when it comes down to the budget, I didn't start this gambling budget in August. This is a year long, getting ready for the budget kind of thing for me. So I'm good. I mean, we get the money in at the beginning of the year. We don't look back.
Exactly. We don't look back because this is a lifestyle. It's not for the rookies.
Oh, Jerry Bagshaw already throwing one out there. He said, give me the under 44.5 in the Steelers-Bengals game. Thursday night football.
I like that.
I don't hate it. We bet a lot of Steelers unders last year, so I don't hate it. But we normally start off with some college football. Let's hope we had some minor snafus. DraftKings didn't have any of the in-game bets last week, early in the week for whatever reason, and then we noticed that it wasn't just DraftKings. There was a lot of places we were going. So now we're looking at. I've been seeing them on DraftKings. I've been back to normal. So I'm happy about where we're at, but we're gonna start off with some college football, man. You got some highlighted right there, right off rip. Two teams I don't know a damn thing about. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so you can see I'm digging deep, man. I'm a little bit desperate. I'm chasing it right now. So Delaware and Jacksonville State, they play tonight. So if you're interested in this, get it in now. So the spread right now on DK is 3 for Delaware. Total is 56.5. Here's where I'll get going with this. Delaware is coming off a bye. They are rested and they are ready to go. They have a better defense than what Jacksonville State can offer. And Jacksonville State is a predominantly rushing offense. Two things that spells to me. I'm taking the under on that. I like this game to come closer to a 45 to 48 total score than they have it right now, presently at 56.5. Also, Delaware is getting back one of their best offensive linemen, and they're also a pretty good rushing team as well, although they do like to – they're more of a balanced offense, but they are getting healthy. Like I said, they are coming off a bye. They're rested. They're more prepared for this game. Jacksonville State, midweek games, so those are always kind of funky to begin with. But I like my money with Jacksonville State. I like my money with Delaware here to go ahead and win that game by a fairly easy type of effort from them. So the three is cake to me, and that under, I like that coming in as well. So a little SGP to start the episode off there, B.
So you're thinking a 2-score game here minimum.
I won't say 2-score minimum. Okay. 10 is a 2-score. I will say that. Let's go 28-14.
Oh, you got it coming in easy.
I like it, and the line just went down a little bit while DK is listening to me. To go if you're interested, if you're a degenerate like I and my boy B, go ahead and check that out tonight.
Jerry Bagshaw says Louisville plus 13.5 at Miami. That was one I looked into pretty hard. Friday ACC games have been a little bit unruly, I'll say. They've been a little bit up in the air. Those spreads have not been close a lot. If it was in Louisville, I might swing the stick at that one, Jerry. But in Miami, I think Miami's got something good going on down there, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they cover this and win by 17.
So, at what point does Miami fall off? I think we all understand. I think we all expect it to happen at some point, right? They're number 2 in the nation now. Is Louisville that team, that funky team that beats them this season? It's usually Georgia Tech, but could it be Louisville this time?
You know where I think they're going to have trouble? They go to SMU beginning of November. I think that might be a little bit of a trap for them.
Ooh.
But, I mean, look at them. They're playing Stanford, Syracuse, NC State, Virginia Tech, Pitt on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only two teams I think got a chance to get at them are Louisville or SMU in my mind. I side with the road team having the advantage, or the home team having the advantage and knock them off. I think SMU might knock them off if anybody, or they might just run the table.
Really run the table.
Yep,
I like it.
Now, I think here's the thing. I would say I'm gonna give them a 62% chance to run a table. And then I think they get beat in the playoff.
Oh, they're definitely making the playoffs. So I don't really have them as a juggernaut to to really go far in the playoff as they've changed the rules yet again for this college playoff. But I do like them as a what do you call it, paper tiger. I think they can stack some wins against these chumps. But there's going to be one. There's going to be one that tests them. I don't think Louisville will be that team, though. I agree. I do think they take that. Was it 13 and a half? They take that and run with it.
Well, here, your first game, you went with a lesser known matchup.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I wouldn't do. So I'm going to do something you wouldn't do. We got a couple of nerds playing each other. We got Georgia Tech at Duke. Duke still got a track around their football field, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what nerds do.
That's just no way to play college football, big-time college football. Georgia Tech ranked 12th in the nation and getting 1.5 points going into Duke. I've seen Duke be Jekyll and Hyde, play really good and play absolutely terrible. I think Georgia Tech is a better, well-rounded team. I think they'll control the ball, and I think they will win this game outright. But at plus 100 versus give me the 1.5, right? So I'm going to take the Georgia Tech plus 1.5.
Okay. All right. Let's go. One for the nerds.
One for the nerds, baby.
Another one that I had, I put away because it's one of my favorite things every season is people throwing dirt on the grave of Alabama. Roll Tide. Everybody thought they were done. Everybody thought they was done early in the season when they lost to I forget who they lost to this season, but it wasn't Vanderbilt this time. But in any case, they thought they was cooked. Then they beat Georgia. Then they started rattling off win after win after win after top 25 teams. Now it's the rivalry week. They got Tennessee coming to town this weekend. Spread is 8.5. Total 58.5. Now this one I'm a little scared. This one feels trappy. Tennessee has played them tough quite often. I mean, Alabama's got Georgia number. Kirby can beat everybody except Bama on the regular. But this one, if I'm gonna put this in my slip, I'm gonna just take Bama to win outright. I don't want to play the 8.5. Seems a little too rich. B, you got more confidence in Roll Tide this week than I do.
It's Florida State beat them, but it was the first game of the season too, right? Mm-hmm. I think they've established more of an identity. I think they're throwing the ball a little bit more. I like Alabama to win this game. Now I think the 8.5 might be a little much for my liking. 6.5 we might talk, but Alabama money line I can get down with.
Yeah. That's the odds on this isn't, very plentiful. They're minus 305. So
not juicy, but you building it into a parlay might be a good mix if you're stuck on agree. If we get to the end and we're stuck on agreements, maybe it's easier to take that money line, right?
Agree. You know how to do content. That's right, B. Sticking with your nerd theme that you had rolled with. Let's go to the Big Ten, the land of all the nerds. We got Minnesota hosting Nebraska. Michigan is hosting Washington. And Oregon, not a nerd school. They're going to Rutgers, big nerd school. So Oregon's coming off a big win this last weekend. They defended their house. Now they got to go across the country to go play Rutgers. They are 17.5 point faves. Do you think they can cover that after an emotional game and a very long road flight to this game? They can cover 17.5.
I don't like them to cover 17.5. I don't like Rutgers to cover. I think the line is, especially with the hook. I mean, just well done, Vegas. That line gets me to push away from the table.
Yeah, I agree. That 17.5 seems a bit rich. I expect Oregon to win. It might be a little skittish. If I was to put that in my parlay, it's one of those stackers. But minus 800, it's not worth it. The juices are worth the squeeze, B.
feel it. That Minnesota-Nebraska game, I don't know what I'm getting there right now. Nebraska, Matt Rule is being rumored to be in the running for Penn State. You know, he said he wasn't talking to any other teams right now. He was happy in Nebraska, but he didn't say no. I didn't hear him say no.
Wait a second. In the rumor for Penn State to do what?
Coach?
Penn State has coaches. What to coach?
They have
soccer?
intern. They have an interim coach. James Franklin got let go.
What?
You didn't know that? Tell me you didn't.
No, yeah, I heard it. It's about 3 seasons too late. But Penn State, yeah, they've always been a little overrated. But as far as the Matt Rule thing, yeah, I don't think that's the move Penn State wants to take. Matt Rule is a great college coach, but I don't know if he's the guy to get Penn State where they want to be. But that's for another show. What I do like about this game right here in the Big Ten land between Nebraska and Minnesota, I think Nebraska, with all what you've said, and there are some other things they got circling around them right now, I think they are prime for an upset. They are 7.5 point faves. I'd like Minnesota to cover that, and possibly win outright. It's kind of I just put that on your check that off. It's Minnesota is they're playing the type of football right now that should scare Nebraska.
Minnesota is?
It's less about Minnesota and more about Nebraska. I just don't believe Nebraska is a 7.5 point fave right now going into Minnesota. This I don't buy it.
Minnesota beat Purdue by 7 last week. Last time I remember thinking about Minnesota was when I texted you and said in-game money or in-game line right now, bet Ohio State minus 17.5. You're welcome.
That's correct. That's correct.
Last time I thought about Minnesota football.
Different leagues, lakes, oceans in between Ohio State football, Nebraska football.
For sure.
I think this one's just feather in the cap. In fact, I'm gonna put it on the slip. I'm gonna put that on the slip just for safekeeping, so I don't forget. The last one I highlighted, Washington at Michigan. Michigan is a 6 point fave, total 50.5. B, I'm not even gonna ask you because you're biased, but Washington's we've ever since Big Ten expanded west, these flights. It's not good for the Pac-12, the former Pac-12 schools, to come all the way over there. The leaves are starting to fall. It hasn't played out well for them, but do you give Washington a puncher's chance at least against Michigan?
I do give them a puncher's chance. I don't think Michigan in any way, shape, or form has been dominant this year. But the trek over there, I don't know that any of these guys have ever been in the big house. Michigan has a young team that seems to be a lot more comfortable playing at home. I think that works in their favor too. I think Michigan wins, but it could be a close game.
Closer than 6, or
it could be. I mean, it could be 24-20. It could be something like that. I could see that.
All right, we're gonna hold that one to the side as well, just for safekeeping. See if we can get B to stop straddling the fence. B, what other games are you looking at?
Well, here's one that almost got caught last week when we talk about the consummate trap game.
I love a good trap game.
Ole Miss played Washington State last week in a game that was way too close for comfort. It was a field goal game. But if you go deep into the stats and you look at it, Ole Miss dominated third down play. Ole Miss had a running back run for almost 150 yards. Quarterback threw for over 250, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Like everything was dominated. There just seemed to be really odd things that happened in that game that kept it close and kept him in the game. So Ole Miss plays at 3:30 and goes into Georgia to the Hedges this week. Here's why I really like it. I think it's going to be a tough game. I don't think Georgia has the blow them out teams anymore that they've had in the past. I think every time they play a good team, it's going to be fairly close. I think Ole Miss was looking past Washington State, thinking about this Georgia game. I think they're going to come in better prepared, ready for this game, and I love the hook. Give me Ole Miss plus 7.5. Hot toddy.
I am with you on this one. 10 toes down. 7.5. These two teams, as close as they are, come on. Disrespectful. You're giving Georgia way too much respect. Those Bulldogs, they fat and fed. They're not hungry. They're not. You're doing too much. I agree with you, B. Let's go ahead and put that plus 7.5 right there on the slip. All right. Well, you got any more?
I got one. I got another one right here in the 3:30 slate, and it's in the Big Ten. Ohio State goes to Camp Randall.
Wisconsin.
How about this? Over under 41.5. Would it surprise you if Ohio State scored 42?
It would not.
Okay. I'm going to take the over in this game.
I love that one as well.
Now, I gave you a little bit of shit earlier of taking lesser known teams, a little bit of an esoteric pick.
Mm-hmm.
Man, in this 3:30 window, I'm doing the same thing. Last week, I took South Florida over North Texas at North Texas. Easy win, right?
Easy money.
Easy money. Well, North Texas was outclassed there, but now they've got UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio, coming into town, and they're 4-point favorites. The over-under in this game, 67.5. You know I like that. I'm going to take North Texas -4. I think they win this by 10. It's in the 3:30 win. Here we go. Yeah. I think they get back to where they need to be here. I think South Florida is just a different class of athlete, comparatively speaking, to what North Texas had. It is what it is. I think they get back to baseline here and a good bounce-back game for them.
All right. Throw that on there. All right. We've got North Texas 4-point fave. You want to take that? You want to take that over too?
No. I'm staying away from it. I'm staying away from it.
All right. That is a big number. 67.5 is a big number to cover. All right. What do you say about we take a break real fast and pay some bills and then come back and talk about adult football? That's right. The NFL.
I want to answer Tim Lyons' question first. He said, what's the line on the Notre Dame USC game? It's 9.5. And that's the reason why I'm not on it. If it was 10.5, I'd be on USC. If it was 6.5, I'd be on Notre Dame. 9.5, I'm not on anything. Push away.
Are we obligated to pick a rivalry game of this magnitude?
Now, don't get me wrong. If I hit all those 3:30 bets I just gave you, or if they're looking good going into the 7:30 bet, something's happening on it. There's going to be some action on this game because it's going to be the one I'm watching.
You got the Trojans, right?
I'm leaning that way right now. I think their offense is good enough to at least get a backdoor cover on that. That's just where I'm at. Jordan Malava looks good. But yes, we got that question out of the way. Now we will definitely go to break. If you have not yet, please like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, share, tell a friend to tell a friend where you get your gambling information, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Contentful. Marketers, you know that feeling when your creative clicks? When that social post sends engagement through the roof? When your outside-of-the-box campaign hits ROI positive? When a personalized homepage turns prospects into customers, it's utter marketing bliss. Contentful helps you create tailored omni-channel experiences without working overtime. No stress, no limits, only possibilities. Get the feels at Contentful.com.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
And once again, you are back on PayDirt. You've got our college picks out of the way, and we went a little bit crazy. We got 9 already in there. Probably a little hefty on how many college games we have, but I got good news. I'm a little light on the pro game. So
What?
yeah, man. It's just, I don't force it anymore. I've learned my lesson. If I don't feel it, I don't feel it. Now, maybe you'll talk me into something else, but, it's the NFL. Strange things happen.
Yeah, so last weekend I took a bath. I was prop heavy last week. Then injuries and ridiculousness, they came for me in the worst way. I did not appreciate any of that stuff. But yeah, let's kick off this NFL. So first game. I do want to talk about this Pittsburgh and the Cincinnati Bengals right here, looking at us dead in the face on Thursday Night Football. Pittsburgh is 5.5-point faves, total 44.5. I do want to shout out the guy in the chat,
Jerry Bagshaw.
He said he's taking the under Steelers 44.5. B. You say life's too short to bet the unders, but I like that. I don't think the Steelers' offense is clicking just yet. Aaron Rodgers still is not averaging 200 yards through the air, and their running backs are not carrying their own weight to supplement that less than stellar passing offense. Now, on the flip side, the Bengals, they traded for Joe Flacco. You know what you're getting out of Joe Flacco. You're getting a lot of dink and dunk, right? I mean, he's a geriatric two geriatric quarterbacks. So the leading receiver in this game, is it actually DK Metcalf?
I mean, my fantasy team hopes so.
Yeah, he's averaging just about 65 yards a game. And I think that's more than what Jamar and T. Higgins is doing right now. Yeah, that under looks like it's going to be it's going to be in play. However, 44.5 is quite low for a NFL game. I think you'll be up against the wall quite early against that one, hoping for 3 and outs galore. I don't want to watch a 3 and out fest. I personally if this was more like a 47.5, I'll be going for it. I'll be going for the under. 44.5 is it's right at that line. B, can you convince me?
No. 24-20 sounds like a right score. Maybe 27-17. The Cincinnati Bengals have a bad defense. That's part of it. They definitely give up the run and the pass. I mean, they're equal opportunists at least. The one thing I will say that I can correct it is better. Jamar Chase averaged 78 yards a game. So that's okay. That's good. Right. At least we got one thing working in our favor. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't. I mean, at this point in time, it's painful for me to watch them. I'm not going to bet on them. I'm not going to lose money while I watch my team that's letting me down right and left. So, yeah, I'm going to push away from the table from this one.
Ooh,
and it's all emotional hedge. It's just an emotional hedge. It's all it is.
You're pushing away from the table, but are you also putting the remote control away and not watching the game?
Oh no, I'll watch.
Okay, you'll watch. All right, so you will punish yourself in some way. Okay,
it's like watching Faces of Death. You just can't turn your head away from the tragic accident that's getting ready to happen.
It sounds like a pretty horrific movie. So, I am also I'm not good. That 5.5. It's interesting, but again, the way the Steelers are playing, they're 4-1. The Cincinnati Bengals, they're 2-4, right?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
You believe so? 5.5 seems like it's a little too low for what this should be. But it's not. If this was an 8.5 spread, like it probably should be, I will be all over Cincinnati. Like, yeah, I will play with Cincinnati to get that cover, get that backdoor cover, like they did this past week against the Green Bay Packers. 5.5. It's, I don't know. It's a little. Everything about these lines confuses me. I'm gonna leave it alone too, B.
It's just dicey.
Yeah. All right. We have another early morning football game. This time, Europe's favorite NFL team is back on the scene. The subtly winning record Jacksonville Jaguars.
The London Jaguars.
Yeah. Those London Cats. And from 6 hours away, the LA Rams are coming to play them. That's greater than 6 hours. It's more like a 7-hour flight. So, B, as of right now, Puka Nacua is trending towards not playing.
Yep, he's questionable, and so is Tutu Atwell.
Mm-hmm.
And the line is down to 3 there, Jerry. Bagshaw says 3.5, but the line is the Rams -3. I would be all over this if Puka was playing.
Yeah, I would definitely
or
take
if it wasn't in London.
The prop for Puka is always a cash, except for the one he got. Except for this past weekend when he got hurt and blew my parlay. This one, so you're basically banking on one, the Rams being up to this game at a weird time for their body clock, and after a long flight. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they are prepped for this. They've done it so often that it's no thing to them. Just a regular Sunday afternoon. Well, yeah, afternoon for them. The total is 44.5. They're telling me that they don't expect a lot of points, just like the previous game on Thursday Night Football. I don't want any parts of this game.
I would go under if I had to bet anything on this. Other than that, I don't want anything to do with it.
Again, 44.5 is really low for an NFL game. I might not even watch this game based off the last 9:30 game that they put out there last weekend. I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to watch it. I feel like NFL owes me money for me to watch that game. I'm gonna just leave it alone all the way. Before we move off, could I interest you in a prop for this game? Would you be interested to see Travis Etienne's rushing lines for that game? Are you interested? Do you think he can have a pretty good game against these LA Rams?
I'm not interested.
Okay, all right.
I'm not interested in that game at all.
Yeah, I am not as well.
I'm not interested in a lot of the early games, the 1 o'clock games. Not interested in most of those.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Slow your roll, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. I hate them.
You've got the suddenly unbeatable Chicago Bears hosting the always easily beatable New Orleans Saints, and the line is only 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Total 47.5. It's going to be clear weather. B, this is up your alley.
I keep betting against the Saints and winning, and you keep trying to talk me out of it.
Well, for one, don't do that. 2, this total is nice. 47.5. Oh, this is going to be a lot more points than 47.5. I got the Bears scoring at least 30 themselves. I'm sorry. They average 26 on the season. They're giving 30. They're putting 30 up. And do I expect their defense to still? Their defense has come on board lately the last 3 weeks, but the defense that I think the Bears actually are is not a world-stopping defense. I think they can give up 17 points here, and I think they can get over that 47.5. Come on, B. You got to go with me on this one.
I'm not interested in it, but
I can feel we're gonna be taking this off the slip later.
I would rather have the Bears minus 4.5. And here's the other thing too. We have had over the past couple of years a pretty strong when the Chiefs are favored by double-digit points. We take the points.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders make that real hard. The Chiefs are favored by 11.5, and the Raiders make it really hard for me not to just leave that one alone. What are your thoughts on it?
Over the last 3 years, the record for the Kansas City Chiefs, not just covering as a plus touchdown favorite, but their record in those games is not pretty as well. Now you're telling me that they're 11-point faves against the Raiders, and this is just more so. This is all because of how popular the Chiefs are. I've looked at the MVP odds earlier this week. They've got Patrick Mahomes as an odds-on favorite for the win MVP right now, and for the life of me, I can't understand that at all. And this is juice. This line is juiced in that same way. Again, the total is 45.5. You're telling me the Chiefs are 11.5 point faves with that total? I no, it makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever.
I don't know.
Now here's a good game in the 1 o'clock slate that you said you do not like.
Darn
Eagles,
good game.
Vikings. Vikings are 1.5 point dog. Total 43.5. It is. DraftKings has a lot. Doesn't think there's going to be a lot of scoring this weekend, man. I've seen one game with two games with a total over
These
50.
two teams have great defenses.
Well, one of them did. One of them.
Vikings have a good defense.
I was talking about the Vikings.
Well, I think the Eagles do too, especially when they're healthy. But their offense has been struggling. I get why the point total is low.
I like the Vikings here. I like the Vikings. I like the under. And I like the Vikings to outright win. What say you? Too risky?
It is. It's too. I'm a little more risk averse on this one, but the Eagles definitely. I called that out last week. There's trouble in paradise. They've been winning a lot of games, But here's the other thing. I don't know who's starting at quarterback for the Vikings. Have you heard?
Yeah, Carson Wentz. I mean, he's injured. He's got a shoulder injury, but he's definitely. I mean, but JJ's not ready yet. He's still doing with his ankle, but Carson Wentz is definitely going. If there's a change in the quarterback situation with the Vikings, abort mission. Get your money back. But if they bring in Carson Wentz for this will be his fourth start. They bring him in for the fourth start. He's built up a lather against the Eagles offense, or against the Eagles defense, where they're doing a lot. They're soul searching right there in Philadelphia. They don't know what's going on. They have been winning games, but they've been going 3 and out a lot. 3 and out against this Vikings defense. This could be very disastrous for what you got going on. They're not running the ball well. They're definitely not throwing the ball. And Jalen Hurts, he just keeps showing up in his old man clothes and just, putting on a good face while he's leading a trash offense. I'm out on Philly. I'm taking the Vikings to win this game outright.
All right.
You and that Kango can get out of here. All right. We're not even going to entertain Carolina Panthers at the New York Jets. Get that out of my face. Dolphins at the Browns. Get that out of my face. Giants and the Denver Broncos stinks. I don't want to deal with it. Let's just scrap all that. 1 o'clock, go away. Do some chores during the 1 o'clock window.
No, I think this is going to be a great game, but I can't call it. Colts and Chargers. Chargers have a lot of injuries. They are in LA. Indianapolis has to travel across the country. But I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game.
I do think. Well, we jokingly called the Colts the best team in the league. The Chargers were looking like they were a good team in the league for a while. They stumbled back a little bit. The defense has been punched in the mouth. They have a big test with Jonathan Taylor coming to town.
A lot of injuries on the Chargers team. A lot of them.
Yeah, they do. I would hedge. I would lean towards the Colts having a statement win.
I'm more interested in watching this game than betting on this game.
What about this? There's got to be some prop money out there that you like. I don't want to go too far from this Giants Broncos game. I'm having a change of mind. That total 39.5. That's got to go over, right?
I mean, on principle, when you see the 30s, you almost want to bet it over. But
yeah, I did. I scrolled past that way too fast when I saw that. Like, wait a second. No. The rushing offense from the Giants, it's pretty dangerous.
Getting there.
To be honest with you. No one looks like they want to tackle Cam Scatterboo out in the open field. Jackson Dart, he's that RPO situation they got going out there with Jackson Dart and Scatterboo. It's pretty potent. And then you got Robertson and Slayton if he does play, and it's some things they can do some things with that offense. Denver's defense is, I mean, it's not a pushover. They had an off week last week because they was playing the Jets, and Jesus, that offense was terrible. So,
the Denver Broncos have a really good pass rush, and they also have good defensive backs.
They do.
If you're going to get them, you gotta. They're a little bit undersized on the edge, and you need to, punch them in the mouth. Might work out for the Giants' favor.
And the Giants do have a pretty good front seven. So, I've been a very, very strong anti-Bo Nix guy. So, yeah, maybe this game doesn't sky over 40 points. Maybe you got to be very conservative with that one too. Keep an eye on it.
2017, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, keep an eye on that one. All right. So, is there any props in this Colts? Chargers game that you would be interested in? You want to see what they look like for Jonathan Taylor?
Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown, doesn't have enough juice for the squeeze. I looked at that earlier.
All right. Let's move on down more through the second window. We got the Packers-Cardinals.
I kind of like the Packers minus 6.5, man. Kyler Murray's questionable. I know Jacoby Brissett came in and threw for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, something that Kyler Murray hasn't done for a couple years. I just think that just causes more animosity than anything. And the Packers are getting healthier, even though I know Josh Jacobs got dinged up a little bit. He's looking like he's going to play. I like the Packers minus 6.5. I think they win this one by at least a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a safe bet to me. The Cardinals, they did that thing again. They fooled you. They thought there was going to be a good team, and then maybe not. Maybe not. 44.5 is the total on this game. I'm gonna take one of these over. So you're never gonna see a week like this where all the totals are in the low 40s. You got to. Something's got to give. We have a rivalry game in the NFC East. PayDirt. Commandos coming off an L, going to Dallas, who's also coming off an L. Something's got to give. One of those classic something's got to give games. B. Commanders 2.5 point fave total 54.5. I actually like this one to be. I think that total's fair, 54.5. But I think the Cowboys keep it. I think whoever wins this game's last second field goal type situation. CeeDee Lamb might be back, so the fireworks. You expect the offenses to do their thing. The Commanders are still very injured. I don't know if Scary Terry will be back. They have some other injuries got going on in their offense. Plus 2.5 Cowboys is kind of juicy, B.
I don't know, man. The Cowboys defense sucks. And the Commanders can't make a handoff last week. So that pissed me off. That cost me money. I don't want to watch this game. I don't want to see one of these two teams. They're on a 1 week probationary period for me. Get it out of here.
I don't know why it cost you money. I mean, I think you know somebody that told you what was going to happen that game.
He told me that somebody was going to drop a handoff. No, you did not.
Yes, I did. I told you those Commanders were taking that L. That it won't be a W. It's going to be an L for the Commanders. Atlanta at San Francisco. 2.5 favorite for the Niners. Actually, total 47.5. What's stopping the Atlanta Falcons from actually getting some respect around here?
Losing to the Carolina Panthers 30-0.
Yeah, Penix was trash that game, but they did beat the reigning MVP by fairly easy game there.
No,
I want to take the Falcons in this one, B. I think I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid. I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid with the honey lemon, with the honey pepper chicken wings. Yeah, give me the Falcons here. I'm taking them outright. We got another 2-game Monday Night Football situation. Bucks at the Lions, Texans at the Seattle Seahawks. The Lions are favored by 5.5, total 52.5, and they're expecting the last game of the week to be a snooze fest. Seattle 3-point faves, total 41.5. I'm gonna tell you right now, I like the Buccaneers to cover, and I like Seattle to cover as well. I think these lines are perfect, B.
I like Seattle. I like Seattle as well. I don't know. There's a lot of injuries going on in the Lions-Bucks game. If you remember last week, when you declared the Lions your lock of the week, I tried to talk you out of that, and I took Kansas City. But I'll digress. when you have six, people in the defensive backfield that are on the injury report, pump your brakes a little bit. You know what I mean? So
now they've got Brian Branch suspended too, so that it's trending towards Tampa Bay.
So because of that, I'm just afraid that the Lions can still make it a shootout. So I didn't want to go into the line as much, the Bucks versus the Lions. If I were, I would probably lean Bucks because of what we just mentioned. But the Bucks aren't without their own injuries, right? So the Bucks, Bucky Irving still questionable. Mike Evans still questionable. Emeka Ibuka is now questionable. So those things are what. Doubtful for Chris Godwin still. So those are the things on my mind. So I start digging into this, and I'm like, man, they really only got one defensive back that has any kind of experience and anything you would lean on. So what about Tez Johnson, who scored a touchdown last week, and plus 210 juice for an anytime TD for your Buccaneers? The Oregon Duck flavor.
I don't hate that. So that's one for me. I am more so on the Rachaad White train. Rachaad White is probably the best backup running back in the league. I mean, if you want to consider him a backup,
and a very good receiving back out of the backfield as well.
You know where I'm going with this. I like his combined yards. His combined yards line is looking at where is it at? Come on, DraftKings. Oh, they don't have it up right now. DraftKings has been they're on to me. Anyway, his rushing yards for the game is 54.5. That's the line. If he's going to be the only feasible running back and an offense that is tailored for a high octane, a lot of scoring, he's going to get over that line. I like the 54.5 from the rushing, and I definitely like his receiving line as well, which is coming in at. I saw it earlier. It was 17.5. It's not showing here right now, but anyway, I like everything having to do with Rachaad White so far right now with this game, because it's definitely they're not going to pack it in. That's not how the Buccaneers play football. They're gonna keep firing at you no matter who's out there. I like Tez Johnson to score, especially with the backflips. I like Rachaad White to also be used early and often in this game.
All right, we got way too many picks on the slip.
That's the way we like it, B.
15. That means we got to get rid of 9 to do our pick 6.
Let's do it. Let's start.
Oh, now you got 16. You are throwing more on there. So now we got to get rid of 10.
All right. So just for show's sake, they took my SGP to start the season. They closed it. So that's 2 right there off the gate. Boom. Boom. Shot them down. So in the college ranks, we still got Alabama to win outright. And we already discussed it. The juice isn't very juicy. So we can go ahead and cut that too, B, right?
Okay.
Even though, it's, let's see. So now we got the nerds. Georgia Tech plus 1.5. Minnesota plus 7.5. Washington plus 6. Ole Miss plus 7.5. You got a lot of dogs here, B. Over 41.5 Ohio State, and North Texas as a 4-point fave. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 college picks.
I think Washington and Minnesota, hearing those, are probably those are a little bit dicey. What else we got? Scroll back up. Is that top?
Yeah.
Ole Miss probably. Could you see Georgia winning by 8?
It's possible.
I think all three of those are the diciest. Like right there. I'm not saying we nix them all. I'm saying those are the three I would put in. I like your Delaware take coming off a bye, but you had to nix them.
So the two easiest ones here to call is the over Ohio State and North Texas by 4. So if we were just going to say risk, if we're going to be risk averse, we want to keep those two. Now, if we want to do the 3-3 model that we have been doing, that means we need to keep the best of the last 4 for college. And the best there would probably be Ole Miss.
That's fine. I don't know. I'm up in the air. I think Washington's the worst just because of the travel.
Yeah. I get that. But see, with these rivalry, here's what I'm thinking. These rivalry games, especially in the SEC, one they tend to be very close. 7.5 for a top 5 team. Yeah, I don't know if I can get that up. I don't know if I can pass up on that.
Talk me into it.
All right, so now we're down to 3 college games. We didn't pick much for the NFL, so we should be close. But damn it, we got 11 still. All right, so I had the Bears over 47.5 in their game. I know you hate that. Vikings plus 1.5, Packers minus 6.5, Falcons plus 2.5, Seahawks minus 3, Tez Johnson anytime, and over 54.5 rushing for Rashad White. All right. Where do we begin? So I'm gonna start. I think the diciest one here is that plus 1.5 for the Vikings, just because 1, it's a low line. 2, I mean, even though there's a lot of stuff going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, you do want to still give them their respect. They are the defending Super Bowl champs. They do win games, and even though if they win close games, this is a close line. So they can mess around and win by 2, and it just be, you could be right in everything you said about them, and they still win by 2, and you just out. You know what I'm saying? So risk averse is the phrase that pays, right?
Yep.
All right.
I'm starting to question: is it a little risky on the Packers minus 6.5 because it's at Arizona?
Do you think at Arizona means anything as far as like that's an actual home field advantage for anybody?
Good point.
Now Atlanta's got to travel all the way to the Bay. Yeah, I'm gonna think about that one for a little while. Atlanta's got to do a little traveling again, coming off a big win, but Atlanta's been up and down. So if I was to backdoor myself here on this one, that's a little. You want to see Atlanta prove it a little bit more before you start taking them to start winning games like this. Even though they did just beat Buffalo, I think Buffalo's a little bit of a paper tiger. But if I got to call it, I'm gonna take them out too, because we've seen them dominate Carolina. No, we've seen them dominate the Vikings, then turn around and get dominated by Carolina.
George Kittle practiced today, just FYI. Activated from IR for this weekend.
And Purdy might be back too. This is what I'm hearing. All right. So we're down to 8. Got 2 more left. And you hated my Bears Saints over 47.5. B. If we don't take not one over out of all these 40-point games, I'm going to pull what's left of my hair out.
Okay.
Let's nix it. I'm a bet. No.
All right, we got to get rid of one more. So here's the problem. I love the juice on the Tez Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have there?
That's it. I mean, Rashad White over 54.5.
Rashad White is probably a better bet, though.
Yeah, perhaps. But you know what? Them being we usually get rid of a same game parlay. B. I don't. I don't know. We're gonna have to make a tough decision here. I like the Seahawks to win outright. I think the Seahawks are better than the Texans by 6 points, not 3. I think the Packers are better than the Cardinals by 10 points, not 6.5. One more. I'm gonna get rid of Rashad White. Come on, man. If we get rid of okay, all right. The juice on Tez is good. Bet it separately.
Yep.
Risk averse. That leaves us with a 6-game parlay. Odds 4,590.
All right, let's read them off.
We've got Ole Miss plus 7.5. The over in the Ohio State-Wisconsin game. We got North Texas -4. Packers -6.5. Seattle -3. And the over 54.5 rushing total for Rashad White.
I love it.
Yeah, man, I just can't believe we didn't take no overs. We've been taking overs for years, and we didn't take none of them.
What do you mean? You took Rashad White over 54 yards.
Well, I'm doing all those game overs, those totals. If this weekend is high flying and fireworky, I'm gonna be so mad. But I'm not mad because I think this parlay is going to hit. Risk averse is the name of the game, B.
Bet it separately. You know me, I like betting overs too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make
there's just a lot of backups playing. There's been a lot of bad looking football over the past few weeks, man. It just is what it is.
Yeah, that's just why you don't watch the Jets.
That's it. Bad game was terrible. Ugh.
If you saw the NFC North show I just did right before this, I said that I was about to call NFL Plus and become Karen Pay because I want my money back. You owe me money for that game. That should have been free. I'm not paying the $15 for this game. Give me my money back.
Tim Lyon says take the over for the USC Notre Dame game. Not a bad idea. Jerry Bagshaw says take the under 52.5 for the Bucks Lions game. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I can't do that.
I mean, that's an interesting thought.
Either one of those teams hanging 30 is not a newsflash.
No, their offensive philosophy is just it doesn't compute. You know. Baker's a gunslinger. He's the new Brett Favre. I just hope he doesn't break laws like Brett Favre. Just a little public drunkenness is okay with me.
So Detroit averages 31.8 points per game. Tampa Bay 27.5.
Mm-hmm.
They average the over, and Detroit's got a mass unit on defensive backfield. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for us. Anything else you want to add for the people pay?
No, that's it, man. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Go ahead and throw that parlay in and, let us know how it worked out. And if you got anything else that you would love, if you got any other insight in this weekend's action, go ahead and throw it in the comments. We'll love to talk about it with you all next week. But B, great show once again. You got
Run Through the Jungle. Run Through the Jungle coming up here in about 15 minutes. Tim will be driving the bus on that one, and we will have a special guest for the crossover portion of it. We're just going to sandwich it together because it's a short week, so we're going to make it a short show. And we're going to put our crossover together. We got Sarah C. coming in and go give us her Steelers thoughts. Normally she's on the college football show over there with Big G. And so she's going to get to talk about her pro team. So that's kind of cool. Looking forward to it. But get those bets in. Once again, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. And get here next week as we reach PayDirt.